Yo! Good morning. Pretty sure everybody is. Man, I'm just took kid to school, man. First day of school, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and knock this out. I'm not really trying to corral anybody per se. I woke up about an hour ago to Court TV. Court TV. Good morning, guys. Court TV. They did, I believe, it was like an 8-minute Morphew case. Now, evidently, Suzanne, she bought a spy pen because she believed that Barry was having an affair. Meanwhile, accidentally, not on purpose, she records a 5-hour conversation between herself and her lover. Now, and I'll get to the lover. We'll chop it up with about him right now a little bit, I guess. The lover, she had taken intimate trips to meet him 6 times. They had been having an open affair, well, a private affair for the better part of 2 years. So one of the things that, and this is not victim bashing at all I'm doing is pointing out a piece of psychology, or, intra-relationship, I guess you could call it body language. You see that this is like the old cliche, well, if you're saying I'm cheating on you, you must be cheating. Well, in this scenario, there is a little bit of that present. Good morning, Shauna. Hey. There's a little bit of that present. She knows definitively that for the past 2 years she had been involved in an affair, and so she buys a spy pen to try to catch Barry in the act. Good morning, product. Meanwhile, she inadvertently records herself. So what's important about the new information? Let me turn that off. What's important, Psalms? Good morning. What's important about the new information about the affair is it's a dual-edged sword again, right? We keep seeing these things. And most things in the judicial world are going to be yoked in that fashion. Good morning, guys. It's going to be yoked in that fashion where when you reciprocate it and you look at it in another facet, it'll have that flip side. So what I mean by that is they have no body, right? So they've got alternative means of meeting the prosecutorial threshold to even bring these charges, right? So now what you have is you get into the murky water where what does the new information about the spy pen and that information that was captured there and the affair, right? This nefarious affair. What the affair does is this. The affair, it applies what you're kind of looking for, right? The right, pretty much any defense attorney is going to bring up the fact that she was sexually involved with another man. And that in a circumstantial case could be huge because now you have a definitive, a remarkable definitive, reasonable doubt. Now, the other thing is that it establishes a motive, right? When you're looking for motive, we know that they had been arguing about her inheritance in regards to, I guess, expenditures on their new Colorado house, the big boy. I just saw long. Fact, an affair is not, an affair is only a good excuse for divorce or marriage counseling. if we're made in God's likeness and we want to give the glory back, then divorce isn't the first thing we go towards. We'll probably go towards some counseling or some sort. I don't know about that, Lindsay. It probably certainly could have, but I haven't. I covered the Barry Morphew case just real lightly with another channel that I was linked up with, and it was just one of those cases that I felt like for me and what I do, it really wasn't a good chemistry. It wasn't a good fit for what I do, because that one was, you had a body, Francine, you had a bodiless warrant, right? So with a bodiless warrant and no recovery, what you don't have is, you don't have a crime scene. You're not going to have DNA. So it becomes this murky thing where, hey, Ghost Ninja, it becomes this thing which becomes so time consuming that, and I rather work on children's cases, combat the ills like we do on those. I just don't want to get involved in murder cases where there's adults and money and extramarital affairs and all that jazz, right? So but I just wanted to come on and give you guys just a quick update about what is going on. I know so many of us, if you're involved in any true crime, we all kind of generically know what's going on across the board. So that's what's going on in Colorado. It is such a dynamic situation because, that jury is going to be hard to pick, right? You're going to have some people who've been cheated on and they've got those primal animal instincts that could resurface. And there's people out there that, we privately think about people you've been cheated on. If that wasn't ever resolved in your heart and your mind, there may be some of us out here that still wish they had a flat tire and ran into a mailbox, those things don't always resolve themselves, on our time, right? Hey guys, hit the thumbs up if you would. I don't ask for no money. I just ask for the algorithm. Hey, cherries. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Hey, kitty. Shanti. It's a Dog's Life. Lindsay. So, that's where I'm at with that. It's just, you've got a lot of factors that play in. You've got some sort of, personality nuances going on. And then you've got some real just kind of cold, hard psychology going on both sides. But, you start to look at, now the only information I have is that the pen was bought in reference to an alleged affair she thought Barry was having. I've not heard that Crafty, I've not heard that pen was bought, in regards to trying to capture any sort of physicality or verbal abuse or what have you. So, I don't know. It's strange because what, where I start to ask questions is it's like, you bought this pen to capture him, but you inadvertently captured yourself. So the data stores to the pen. How did Barry know about the pen? Where was Barry? There's a lot of questions about the tech part and the actual data transfer, because I'm pretty certain you don't listen to what you've recorded on the pen. It's just got a microphone in it. It doesn't have a replay. Hit that like, guys. Doesn't have a replay option. So, questions there, but if any of you have answers, you can put it in the comments. I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to figure that one out, but the questions are there. And when you have questions in a criminal trial that science can't answer or the DA can't answer, when you have these things that just stick out, you start to anchor around that and build reasonable doubt. And that's, This new development, it works in both facets. It just has to be more constructive than it does destructive in regards to Mr. Morphew's defense. So that's about all I've got on that, guys. It's not a closed case. Now, Barry, I don't know the scenario with his lawyer or any of that jazz. You'd like to think that the man probably has some assets and he's got, a lawyer on deck, that's going to help him kind of circumvent his affairs so that he can, be able to make money fluid to pay for different things. Now, I don't know the scenario with the house or any of the other properties. He had at least one other property with an outbuilding where he housed some equipment. So and moreover, I think it was a skid steer. Anyone that's not familiar with what a skid steer is, that is a bobcat. Anyone that's not familiar with what a bobcat is, it is a machine that you sit down of and you can dig and make holes. So not only that, but Barry was a volunteer firefighter. Am I correct with that, guys? It's been so long since I've covered that Morphew case, but there is just, there's so many dynamics there, and it's a real mess. Now back to the jury real quick, guys, and I'm going to close out with that because we've been on here 12 minutes now, and I don't want to burn up too much time of yours on the Morphew stuff, but when it comes to the jury, there's been so much circulating about that. Chris M was really hounding Barry to the point of stalking, I've heard. Doesn't sound too far removed from, I guess, kind of what we've seen. So we're looking at a scenario where Chris had a hand in another circumstantial case, and we'll see how it plays out. I hate to use that word, but again, back to the jury. The big deal in the jury, the go-to emotion for this jury. I'll go through in a later video the jury selection process and how many exclusions they get and what are the rules. But that's a hard one when you start dealing with extramarital affairs, because you're going to have people that sit on that jury that have a private bias in regards to how they look at extramarital affairs. If you could get a jury to believe that Suzanne Morphew was the world's biggest POS because she had a 2-year affair on Barry and he didn't know, it wouldn't matter what the evidence looked like as long as the jury was all in agreement. You could literally you could really ruin whatever legacy Suzanne's name has for the kids and her remaining surviving family, just by having the wrong kind of weak jury. So those things are those things that are cognitive bias that we keep privately hidden within ourselves, where we would allow. I mean, you have to imagine if you had some sort of unresolved extramarital affair that you wished for redemption on, and you thought, well, hell, I can hold this secret deep inside of me, and I can get my redemption on Barry. So redemption's redemption. Revenge, it's faceless, and so you can apply revenge to anyone if you're unreasoned in your own personal affairs. So anyways, guys, 2 years is an awful long time to keep an active extramarital affair going smoothly. It just is. I don't know much about the dynamics of extramarital affairs of the extended nature, I know that really changes the dynamics. Not only that, but this wasn't just a regular person that she met on Tinder and swiped for. This was someone that she has, you know, quite an extensive history with. They went to school together. So it's a very interesting turn or change of events here for Barry. You know, I think that over time, he very, you know, with such a circumstantial case, you know, I don't know the scenario of his apprehension or you know, any of the conditions, but you know, he would start looking like a candidate for a bond, right? You know, he's got assets. You know, he may get a judge somewhere to give him a bond hearing and get him a bond. I don't, you know, anything is possible. So, you know, you also start to run into the ideal of ever recovering the body. Not so that we have it as a piece of forensic evidence, but so as we can properly lay Suzanne to rest, you know, and get some of that closure for the children and you know, the surviving family that's not criminally connected to this thing. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. I'm gonna go home and dig into some stuff that's come across the desk, and I'm gonna try to tighten it up and see what is Voices Behind the Walls schedule today with her media tonight, because I want to dig in and do the part 2 of what we had going on last night, which would be concluding the statement analysis part 2, and just letting people come up and get their shit off, right? So, you know, I don't know Dog's life. You evidently know a lot more than me. I know just what I know. So, but yeah, everyone have a great day. Remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. God bless you guys.